Welcome to my miniature studio in my garage where I'm busy working on my Tudor merchant house, and I've been busy doing windows. Now I did a window frame. I have 3D printed 2 frames each for each window. I have printed on a transparency the pattern for the diamond panes. It's quite a thickish one, so I've got plenty of those to use. I've got 23 or 24 windows to do, and so I've got 2 fixed windows on either side of this because I felt it needed strength. And a little tip, when you're doing joining pieces of wood like this with nails, it's not a good idea really to just nail them in because the wood splits. Once the wood splits, you've lost strength. So what I do is I drill with a very little drill the thickness of the brad, and then I glue the put glue on the brad, and I put it in the hole and I tap it in, and I find that once they're glued all the way through, that's really strong, much stronger and not so disappointing as if you were just nailing it. And I'll just knock that one in because it's a little bit proud. So you know, you end up with a much more, a better job, and you're happy with it too. So those are my 2 fixed windows, and then I'm gluing up one that's going to hinge, or it's going to actually swing on pins top and bottom. So I've used good old pegs to hold my layers together. So that's my 2 frames with my stuff in the middle, and that'll make my window, and I've got another one to do. So that's what I've been doing, and that'll go then in there with its windows, and that's looking pretty good. I'm pleased with that. Now the other thing that I did was I made the front door, and I fished around in my stash in the garage, and I found some old Australian wood decking, and so I've split it into 3mm thicknesses, and I've glued the strips together, and I've put those which were used for the backs of normal doors. We had one in our toilet when I was a kid, like that, and that will also either swing off a pin or on a hinge, I'm not sure yet. And that's the front door, and I'll put an oak stain on it so it'll look more oaky. So that was something that I did yesterday. And of course I've been working on my people, and the little face that I made for Thomas's wife, well, she didn't actually look smart enough to actually learn to write. So I had to fish around, and I found an existing doll that I had, and so I've repainted her face, and I've made her pretty, and I've made her intelligent looking. So I've started putting her little scarf over her head, and then I will dress her in the next day or so. She'll get a dress, so she looks more like Thomas's wife, I think. And it's quite important when you're making dollhouse dolls that they do actually look like they are a couple and not just a couple of dolls that you've stuck together. So there we are. I've been quite creative, my woody stuff and my doll making stuff. So hope that you found that interesting, and I shall see you tomorrow.